This is the Straight Edge Tiki episode. Hi everyone, my name is Ray and welcome to another episode of Straight Edge Tiki. And today on this episode, I got my book. I'll do it over here.
Sure.
My book buddy.
That's all, folks.
Hi everyone, my name is Ray and welcome to Straight Edge Tiki. Today I have my good friend Steven on, and you have made some of my favorite drinks over the years, non-alcoholic and alcoholic. I think your first claim to fame for me was your jet pilot. Seriously, I think honestly, I think Steven, your jet pilot is my favorite jet pilot I've ever had.
And then my Take on a Cobra's Fang was the last
alcoholic
drink you had.
Yeah.
And I like that drink. That one I really liked as well.
And then you made then for like my series, my favorite Mai-Tai. Seriously, your Mai-Tai was perfection. And Ghost Town was a non-alcoholic drink that you made.
Yep.
That we named on the fly.
Yep, and that featured sarsaparilla, which we're going to talk about today.
Which we got right here.
Yeah.
So we had a little get together a couple weeks ago. We were all big fans of Svengoolie. So Steven hosted a Svengoolie watching party at your place. So you made drinks for everybody.
We had a zombie theme going on that night. And so I made a...
No. It wasn't Svengoolie. It was actually to watch the Dawn of Tiki.
The Dawn of Tiki.
The Dawn of Tiki.
I wasn't going to correct you. I thought we were just going to go for it and just say, oh, okay.
Oh, so this is even more fitting. So you're like, all right. So in honor of Dawn Beach, I'm going to make zombies.
And we made zombies.
You're like, all right, I'm going to make zombies. But for you, Ray, I'm going to try to come up with a non-alcoholic zombie.
That's right.
Which you did. And I'll tell you what, talk about knocking it out of the park. And Steven already made us around. It's a zombie, non-alcoholic style. So I'm not going to let this thing get warm.
I would say the forward notes are very much zombie with a little bit of the root beer going for it. The aftertaste is a classic Pathfinder, I would say. A classic non-alcoholic. Because normally you've got more of a hit of rum, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is more of a... So it's a little more like an Amaro or a Campari. Because I find the Pathfinder in particular, but a lot of the non-alcoholic substitutes for alcohol impart that kind of flavor and that kind of slight bitterness, and that's what we've got here. The secret to this one is, I think, and we'll talk all about the ingredients.
Well, there's a lot of secrets, but before we do that, Steve, this is what I want to ask you.
Okay.
It's like let's talk about the cocktail, the zombie. Mm-hmm. How would you describe that to someone who's never had a zombie before? Like if you were to say, well, what's a zombie taste like? What are you looking for? Or if you're at a bar and they serve you a zombie, a 34 recipe zombie.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? What are the notes that you're expecting to have?
Well, I rarely find these, but I want you've got a grapefruit bitterness, but also sweetness if you've got a good white grapefruit juice base.
Yeah.
You, for me, I want a hit of grenadine or sweetness, a little bit of that. The grenadine, I want enough grenadine that I can just taste it. And then a hit of rum. The problem is the zombie calls for so much rum, and the rum is so strong.
Yeah.
So on that, the secret of the alcoholic one is Beach Bum Berry has made a Hamilton zombie blend.
Yep.
And 2 ounces of that, rather than 3.5 or 4 ounces of a mix, works really well for me because it's got enough of a hit, and with maybe a little Caruba float on top to get the
When it comes
which
to
is always my go-to. But
It's a-
so I describe it as a slightly sour, sweet, and it hits you on the back end drink. Now, normally when I get them, because of all the rums, it just overpowers the drink. And I don't know if you found the same when you were drinking, but it's just an overpowering rum sensation. But if you balance it out, it's hard to describe, but that's what I'll describe it as. It has a grapefruit, slight hint of cherry, and then the Pernod or absinthe and the rum give you a nice bitter kick. Yeah.
Well, it's
I mean, how would you describe
well,
it?
it's funny. It's like I've talked about this when it comes to the Navy grog. I've had my fair share of Navy grogs and it was a long time till like I actually had a Navy grog that I'm like, okay, this is what a Navy grog is supposed to taste like, because there's a lot of interpretations of that drink, and it's kind of the same thing like when it came to the 34 Zombie. Right off the bat, just like you said, it's booze forward. I mean, 4 ounces of rum. One of them is an overproof. And I think you're supposed to mix like one of them is supposed to be like a Puerto Rican rum.
Yeah, there's a whole
there's just a bunch of
standard
different
recipe, and it's
and the main thing I've always seen is that the Pernod, the absinthe, the black licorice taste usually overpowers it to the point of like, okay, this is a drink with rum and black. It tastes like a combination of like rum and black licorice.
yeah.
What I'm saying is a lot of the 34 Zombies that I've had were not very good or not what they were supposed to be. You know, usually it's like, oh, it's just a strong drink with a lot of booze, and it's kind of dark.
And it's cousin the Jet Pilot. That's why I had to make my own Jet Pilot recipe, because I couldn't find a Jet Pilot that I've ever had that, even at the quality bars, that really worked for me.
Yeah, and then my friend, I have a friend you've never met. His name's Padraic, and he has made some of the best tiki drinks I've ever had. Like he's really.
I met him at the
you met
Dillard
him.
Room.
Okay, you met him
2 years ago.
Yeah.
He isn't a fake friend.
No, he's not a fake.
He really exists.
He's my imaginary friend. Although I haven't seen him in a while. But anyway, he made me a zombie, and I get it, and I'm drinking it. I'm like, this is amazing. Oh my God, this is so good. But 2 things hit me when I drank it. I'm like, I'm not tasting the absinthe or the Pernod. And I'm like, is it in there? Did you forget to add it? And he goes, no. He goes, no, it's in there. And then he said something that changed everything for me. He goes, you're not supposed to taste the absinthe. It's supposed to be a presence. It's supposed to be on the back end. And a lot of zombies that I had, that's the only thing that I would taste. Like they just used too much of that. And another thing that I noticed about it is like I could drink the drink, and I noticed that the drink was, obviously I'm drinking a drink that's strong, but the rum didn't come out at me. It isn't like I just felt like I was drinking like a glass of booze. Mm-hmm. It just had all the flavors mixed in to just have this, for lack of a better adjective, like dark. It's like a dark, deep taste, slightly bitter, slightly sweet. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, so this is what a 34 Zombie is supposed to taste like. And with this drink here, this non-alcoholic zombie that you made, you've achieved that. It has the notes, it has the depth of a zombie, of what a zombie is supposed to be. I mean, obviously, someone who you could probably give this to someone who drinks all the time, and they'd be like, this doesn't taste like a zombie. Well, there's no booze in it. Yeah, but of course, you're not going to taste the booze because there is no booze. But the essence of what a zombie is supposed to be is this drink. And like a regular zombie, you have, how many ingredients are in this thing?
Well, we'll just count the ones on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lime.
Grapefruit juice. Cinnamon.
So we got, cinnamon is not here, the lime. So you've got at least 7, 8 club soda as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. But and then there isn't a zombie too.
Well, how did you come up with this? What was your thought process in coming up with this recipe?
Started with, I was making a zombie for this small gathering. I took what I thought was the successful zombie recipe, and we can post that as well, because I used 2 falernums. That one. Yeah, an alcoholic and the B.G. Reynolds non-alcoholic.
Okay.
And it's similar, it's a different brand, but it's similar to Velvet Falernum, which by itself doesn't work really well in tiki drinks, but I found that if you mix it with the B.G. Reynolds, which is a syrup heavy, non-alcoholic, in a 50-50 ratio, I think it's a 1/4 ounce each, it works really well. Yeah. The grenadine, the cinnamon, and then I was lucky enough to have found a pomelo white grapefruit that I mixed with.
And that's
a 50-50 blend of Dole can white grapefruit, which most people use, and you can use in a pinch, but I mixed it with fresh.
Yes.
The fresh didn't have has this. It's almost too smooth.
Yeah.
And the can is almost too bitter, so I found the 2 mixed together work really well as a juice by itself for the cocktail. And then, as I said, for the alcoholic one, I took Beach Bum Berry's advice and used 2 ounces of his. Once I found a successful recipe of a zombie that I liked, I turned my attention to this. So I started with lime, grapefruit, cinnamon, and grenadine.
Which is in the 34 zombie.
Yeah. So I started with those. Then I racked my brain, raided my fridge, and found online an anise syrup to get the licorice flavor out there. And to put some drops of that into this drink.
It completely works because you can taste the presence of the black licorice.
Yeah. I did cut back the falernum because there's so many syrups in this non-alcoholic. Yeah. The falernum is only a 1/4 ounce of the B.G. Reynolds syrup. That's it. Also a 1/4 ounce. I happen to have, for a different recipe I was experimenting with, B.G. Reynolds Devil's Reef Pineapple Molasses Bar Syrup, which is really nice. So a 1/4 ounce of that, really, which I do not put in the alcoholic version.
No.
But it's got a nice kick. And then we discussed when we did the Ghost Town, and I had bought a sarsaparilla syrup for that. This time I went with, this is a Fee Brothers syrup, and basically if you add 1 ounce of this and 5 ounces of club soda, you've made a sarsaparilla, i.e. An old-fashioned root beer out of it. So I put
Really?
Yeah, that's basically the recipe says 1 ounce syrup, 1 or 2 scoop if you make a black cow of vanilla ice, or you can put rum in it and then otherwise put 5 parts cold club soda to 1 part to make a sarsaparilla. And so I put this in there. A lot of syrups going on here, and so my fear was I was just making a soda, like a Coke or something with fancy ingredients. So Pathfinder, which is
my favorite
non-alcoholic, I find it tricky to work with because non-alcoholic drinks, as we've discussed before, I don't imitate the rum, but it really has that Amaro Campari taste to it.
Yeah.
So I leaned into that, but I only use 1 ounce per drink instead of 2.
That's good.
Because
the thing I've learned about when it comes to Pathfinder is that it could very overpower a drink really, really easily. But if you use just enough to give it that bite, that back end,
which
it's perfect.
That and then the anise syrup. So basically, as a result of all sorts of experimentation, that's what I came up with. And about 4 ounces of club soda, and we've got a slightly wider, bigger than a zombie glass. We're going for because of the club soda, and it's filled with ice. I think for this drink, traditional zombie glass, which is tall but very thin, wouldn't have imparted enough. And So what we have is the forward notes to me resemble, as you said, the complexity of a zombie.
Yes.
A lot of the grapefruit,
Yeah.
anise, a little bit of the grenadines because this is very syrupy. But the sarsaparilla works really well on the front and back end. In fact, this one's a little better balanced. I don't know what I did last time. I think I reduced the amount of sarsaparilla syrup in this because it was a little too root beery last time. This time I think I've hit it better. And the aftertaste is definitely a Pathfinder Campari, and the sarsaparilla and the anise contribute to that. So I think if I told somebody who drinks alcohol, hey, this is a cocktail with a Campari or an Amaro, I could probably sell it. But I could never sell the, as you said, it as a zombie because it doesn't have the rum kick. No. And the notes of the rum. This is a different drink, but as you know, I do not try to replicate rum.
No,
I think it's impossible to do so. So you want to lean into the flavors, and the of the non-alcoholic that you're working with, and lean into it to make it a sipping drink and a non-alcoholic drink. Because the danger of all this sweetness with club soda is you've just made a soda, which it will be a perfectly interesting soda, but it wouldn't feel like a sipping drink or something you'd want to enjoy with other people who are drinking cocktails. This, I think, has that because of the bitterness and the grapefruit. Actually, grapefruit and Pathfinder and these other ingredients bring out that bitter taste. But I'm not a big fan of those tastes, but yet I don't find it overpowering. I think it's nice. A little bit of a dry mouthfeel, but it is not like you will drink a Pathfinder straight. I couldn't do it. I
love it.
I couldn't. But when it gives you the kick you need to make this, I think a good non-alcoholic drink.
Well, as I'm looking through the ingredients and stuff like that, what I'm realizing when it comes to a zombie, it's like almost like this fight between sweet and like sour almost. Like, for example, okay, you have the sarsaparilla syrup, which is the sweet. You're using the pineapple molasses syrup is the sweet. But then what's holding back the drink from being overly sweet then is the anise syrup and the grapefruit and the Pathfinder.
Yeah. Oh, and I put
some bitters in it.
Some bitters in it.
Yeah.
Tiki bitters, because you need that as well to impart it as a cocktail. But it's like I think it was Martin Kate said on the Dawn of Tiki, the documentary about Don the Beachcomber. And if it wasn't Martin Kate, I apologize, whoever said it. But when you look at a 34 zombie, you see a lot of ingredients that sound terrible together, which should not work together. And yet, if you can get the proportions right and you have the right quality ingredients, produces an amazing, albeit strong drink. And that's kind of what we're going for here. These are all, like I say, I thought it would be a nightmare of sweetness and syrupy punchiness. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely on the sweet side, but it's like a sweet cocktail.
But not really, though. I mean, like when I drink this drink, I don't think, oh, this is a sweet drink.
Oh, good. Okay.
No, not at all. And the sarsaparilla gives it the sweetness. But I'd have to really be looking for that sarsaparilla taste to be like, oh, this is sarsaparilla.
So, like I said, the last time I made the drink, I tasted the sarsaparilla more. Here, I don't. And so I think I succeeded by pulling it back.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's funny about this drink is it is complete, like a good zombie, it is complex as heck in the sense of, if I didn't know all these weird ingredients I put in here, I couldn't tell you what they are. I just tell you, I could tell you there was grapefruit and Pathfinder, and maybe grenadine, maybe not. But all this other, even the sarsaparilla, I bet, again, a blind taste test, I'm not sure you could discern that, which is a good thing.
Well, I mean, what a balanced cocktail should be is like, all the flavors are balanced, which they are. when I drink this, I'm not tasting anything individually at all. Nothing. I can't, nothing. I mean, there's nothing there's no specific taste where I'm like, there's that. Even the Pathfinder is subtle, even the anise syrup is subtle. Everything is subtle. I'll tell you what, Stephen, I think this is your masterpiece.
Oh, and
I really do. I'll tell you what, to create, again, when it comes to a non-alcoholic cocktail, especially rum-forward cocktails, and you're not having the rum in there, sadly, none of the non-alcoholic rums out there don't taste like rum.
No,
they just don't. And you can use them, but it doesn't. It just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. The cool thing with this drink, though, is that it tastes like a zombie. Like it's like what a zombie is supposed to taste like. I'll be honest, like this tastes more like this non-alcoholic zombie tastes more like a real zombie than some real zombies I've had in some other bars.
I see your Svengoolie.
Yes, I got it.
Your phone case. Yes. I know, but now instead of your theme going through my head, all I can think of do 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 do. Yep. All right.
Hey everyone, just want to let you know that if you're interested in getting a Straight Edge Tiki shirt, you could buy your own over at my website, tikiwithray.com/buy a shirt. They're $20 plus $8 shipping.